This guy writes, dating advice I wish I took when I was in my younger days. And so, long post. It looks like he put a bunch of effort into this. But I'll just kind of outline his main points and the basically advice he wish he took. And let's see if it's really accurate as far as what I've experienced and basically the principles behind why attraction works, the psychology behind that. See if it aligns with these principles he's talking about or if he's full of it. Do not sacrifice your own happiness for theirs. Okay, yeah, so I'd probably put that in the category of you have to take care of yourself before you take care of them. That's why sometimes it is important to bring a little bit of that selfishness to a relationship. Also, it's like if you're just always a giver, oftentimes what you'll find is you get caught up in this like trade thing, in this dynamic where, oh, I have to please her, or I have to give something to her, or I have to basically prove to her that I'm good. When you get in that pattern and basically create what's called like covert contracts, which is like, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. So I'll take care of your needs if you take care of mine. And although it is sometimes good to give and it feels really good to give, it's like if we get caught up in that pattern, it just really creates an uncomfortable situation and uncomfortable pressure on the other person. It's just really like, kind of like the nice guy operation system. And more often than not, it leads to failure in relationships. Next one, want someone who wants you. Totally agree with that. It eliminates so much problems. If you pick a partner that already has a high level of interest in you, and you have a high level of interest in them, she's going to test less. It's going to be easier to pass her tests, easier to have fun with her. Yeah, much better way to go. I agree with that one. Be more confident. Yeah, pretty straightforward with that one. Do not place them on a pedestal. Agreed. If you put them on a pedestal, it's not going to be fair to her because she doesn't want to feel like she's better than you, and it's not fair to you because you don't want to feel like you're inferior. And then kind of how you're going to act when you're around her is going to be almost like you're taking too much action or trying way too hard or basically putting yourself down like I'm so bad compared to you. It's going to really create an unhealthy dynamic. Take it slow, be friends first. Bullshit on this one. 100% bullshit on this one. Sometimes it works, but it's like absolutely don't try this method. It's like, yes, taking it slow, but communicate that it is a dating relationship, not a friend zone relationship. When you basically try to be friend zone and then to a relationship, it's usually much harder because it's like she's already established those things about you. You're being really a lot of times indecisive, not being direct, not to the point, not masculine. And so you're basically trying to pursue her, to chase her. And what you do is you basically create this perception of yourself in this friend zone thing. And when she starts to think of you as a friend, it's much harder to get out of that. It's much easier to just go from basically nothing to a relationship and then follow the progressions that I do outline in these products. Get that in the description below. And once you do that, then it's just like a systematic thing that you can basically follow because attraction is not a choice. And if you can know how to really behave in accordance with that, it's like that really is your success rate. But I would definitely steer away from trying to friend zone your way to a relationship. More often than not, just gets you in trouble. And then you're basically in this backup position, and she's waiting for a guy that's actually decisive, actually will date, or actually is masculine. And then once he comes along, you're in the side position. Now you're waiting around trying to basically win her and win her approval and stuff. And it just creates a really poor foundation to come from. Next one is do not sexualize her. Okay, this guy seems to be, now that I'm kind of uncovering these things, what he's saying are his truths. It just seems like he's more of like this nice guy persona. So it's like, do not sexualize her. What you'll often find with like nice guys is they associate a lot of like shame to sex. And this is really not something you want to do. I would say that yes, it's like there is a definite progression you do to really lead up to a moment of sex. First, understand that it takes longer for women to lead up to that, but it's usually in the course of just like one date. As far as like a whole date, all the events in that date leading up to one experience. And it's like you have to have fun, build that rapport, build that connection first. Once she gets comfortable with you, then you do like a kiss. And then once you kiss and your emotions escalate, then you can kind of lead it to sex. But you 100% want to make her feel sexy, and especially in like long-term relationships. That spark is missing in so many long-term relationships, and that really just makes the relationship dead when she doesn't feel sexually desired. So very be careful on this one. Steer away from this as far as not making her feel sexy or sexualizing her. That does have its place for sure. Um, That kind of sums up all the advice and conversations I wish I could have had with my previous self. So hopefully that helps someone. I'm not unique or special, but this is just stuff I wish I had heard 10 years ago and actually taken on board. Yeah, okay, if this is all you know though, it's like you are missing so much. You have so many gaps in your game. And when you have gaps in your game like this, well, what's going to happen is you're not going to succeed long term, because usually she's going to basically exploit those gaps. She's going to test where you're insecure, and then you're going to usually fail those tests where you don't understand. There's a direct correlation between how much you know and how much success you have, especially long-term duration, long-term success. So get those products right there. Get the fundamentals for free in the description, and then start on this journey.